What's up? What's up? How's your Monday? I hope your Monday is going fantastic. I don't have a lot of time, so I can't wait for people to get on here. You guys will see this later. But I just got off the phone with a longtime client of mine, and she made a comment that made me think of a little piece of advice that I could give. I was talking to her, and we're trying to get something to take place in this insurance company to take her off some mailing list, and because she doesn't even have that insurance company anymore for her Medicare supplement. And that company keeps sending her these letters over and over, and they're ignoring what's happening. And the point is, she said to me, you know what I think is happening, Matthew? I think the letters that we're sending are getting in the hands of a young person who doesn't really know what they're doing, so they're not processing it correctly. And so I want to hone in on that. She's much older, she's in her 70s, and she said that, I think it's getting into the hands of a young person who doesn't know what they're doing. Her perception or her perspective is that if you're young, you don't have a lot of experience, and if you don't have a lot of experience, then odds are that you don't know what you're doing. And so I got into this business young, and for any of you in sales or especially insurance sales, if you're young, meaning if you're like in your under 50 and you're dealing with people that are over 50, there's a high likelihood a lot of people are going to look at you and think, what are you going to tell me? You know, young whippersnapper, like, what are you going to know? And I got into the business at 23, and I was pretty successful right away. And I'll tell you, for me, if you pay attention to this and you apply it, it will change the game for you. You need to get ahead of studying and understanding and knowing a lot more than anyone probably would ever ask you, so that when you give answers to questions, you can give little tidbits of the depth of knowledge that you have. Period. There's a stereotype and a stigma that when you're young and you're helping someone that's older, a lot of those older people might look to you as a person who doesn't know what you're doing yet. And you might not know a lot about what you're doing yet. I just want to encourage you, though, if you don't have a lot of experience behind you, I've been doing this for 10 years now. So anytime someone thinks like, oh, you're young and you might not know what you're talking about, I can squash it immediately, because I'm like, look, this is my 10th year in the business. I know what I'm talking about. I have hundreds of clients. I've moved millions and millions of dollars. I've ran into every scenario you could probably come up with. So I know what I'm talking about. But you might not have that. And if you're young in age and look, it adds another layer of it. But I promise you can get around it if you just know what you're talking about. So if you're young and you're in the business, young meaning you're younger than the average person you're helping, you need to do your part to spend a little bit of extra time every day and every week to dig a little deeper and deepen your well of knowledge, so that every now and then when you need to, you can show it off. Okay? It will keep you in a position where this lady that just assumes someone who's young doesn't know what they're talking about won't be you. I gotta get back to work. Hope you guys are having a great day.